Hey, g'day. Hope we're all doing well. Another cracker of a morning out here in Western Downs, Queensland. Hope we're all having a great weekend. Hey, look at the shirt that I found. Hey, what's the chances of coming along this shirt when I popped into town yesterday? Anyway, I just thought I'd jump on this morning and have a bit of a yarn. Just number one, hope yous are all having a great weekend. Hope yous are all enjoying yourself, getting up to doing whatever yous want, putting aside everything and just enjoying life, which is always good to do. Yeah, but this morning I wanted to have a bit of a yarn about Western civilization and what made Australia and other Western countries such great, prosperous, clean, friendly, family-orientated nations back in the day. Why did they seem that everyone wanted to come and live in our great Western nations, but not a lot of Westerners wanted to go over and live in their countries, i.e. South Africa, Nigeria, the Middle East, China, wherever. It always seems that immigrants are coming to our nation and it's not many leave our country to go live in these third worlds or these other nations with different cultures. It only kind of seems nowadays, and people blame the cost of living and, a police state of what Australia is, which is actually the signs of the times that people are leaving a free Western country for tyrannical overreach of their government and just oppressed by laws and just too many laws in general. Like, I know some countries don't even have speed cameras yet. We've got them everywhere you turn. There's bloody speed camera or phone camera or some fucking thing trying to take your money off you and do you. Some countries don't have that. So I dare say it's the freedom that other countries offer from not such a police state or a tyrannical government or just a government that is literally taking the piss out of every single Australian citizen through cost of living, through rego rates, fucking electricity bills, water bills, food. Like I said, you drive around, you have to watch your license all the time because you get done for 5k over, you lose 3 points. You can't do that so many times and you got no license. So it's just how hard it is nowadays to actually live and survive in Australia, a Western country. Those third world countries didn't give their population an opportunity to get out of the poverty level. They didn't give them an opportunity to be able to work hard, build assets, and then pass on, but then leave them assets to the next generation. So they didn't give their citizens an opportunity to create generational wealth so they could get their bloodline out of the poverty. In Western countries, they gave us that opportunity to do that, which is why we became so prosperous over time. We could get a job, get education, become whoever we wanted to be. You could be a doctor, a mine worker, a builder, anyone, and in turn, if you worked hard and you did the right things and you invested money into certain things and stocks and real estate or whatever, in turn, you would be worth it. You would get an outcome, and then you would, have assets, and you were building generational wealth, which you could pass on to your family, your next generation, and it was up to them to continue and do the right thing. Now, not all generations did. Some of them lost it, but still the opportunity was there, and that's what the Western country gave us. That's what Australia gave us back in the day. So, if you look at a lot of immigrants that come here, they come here for a better way of life and to make money, buy a house and generational assets so they could set their kids up for when they pass on. I mean, at the grand scheme of things, that's life. You meet someone, you have a kid, you have a family, you work, you leave them with something, you leave them with a house or whatever, and you teach them to do the same thing, and then it continues on. And for the society over generations, I believe it worked. It's only been the last 30 or 40 years where it seems that it's too bloody hard for that citizen to get in front nowadays, because the government has been wiping out the middle class and they've been taking the piss out of all my fellow Australians who have been working hard and who have had a goal in life and who have tried to contribute that. And they've made it near impossible. It only seems nowadays that you literally get up, go to work, pay the bills, just survive. You can't really put savings away anymore. The housing market is just inflated something serious. The cost of living is out of control, and just everything seems a lot harder. So it seems that the dream the great Australian dream, or the dream that our Western civilization was designed to give us, is slowly being taken away by the same people who built the system. So yeah, I know it looks bleak at the moment, but moving forward, this is nothing that me or my fellow Australians can do to fix. This is all coming down to our political system, our government, all these lobbyists and all these outside foreign influences that have literally destroyed our nation. They need to pull their finger out and they need to fix it and get back to its original roots, which what made Australia so good, and other Western countries. Listen, if I was in government, I'd be going back 30 or 40 years, and pretty much everything that you have enacted or passed through legislation, I'd be cancelling it, and I'd be getting back to what our country were doing, what our policies were, what the Australian vision was 30 or 40 years ago, and I'd be resetting and starting from there, because the dog's breakfast that you have left our nation in now, there's no coming back from this. You literally need to erase the last 30 or 40 years, I believe, and that includes the government itself today. Not only do we have an inflated country, a cost of living and dollar housing and everything, we've also got a massive inflated government and lobbyists, and anything to do with political or government is just massive, and it's too much. It's too much on the taxpayer. About Western civilization, going back through all time of humanity, is that we've adapted. Our ancestors adapted to the changes and the new comings of their era. You look back at the Bronze Age, the Stone Age, the Iron Age, the Middle Ages, even the Industrial Age. My ancestors, your ancestors have battled through, overcome and conquered any enemy, anything in front of them. We went through some of the most horriblest times in humanity's history. Starvation, war, poverty, pioneering ages, traveling the 7 seas, the uncharted waters, everything that you see today was built from nothing at one point, and it was successful. So nowadays, with this new age technology that's going to be coming out very soon, we can already see it, AI technology, supercomputers, quantum computers, massive data centers, and just the amount of technology that's going to be going into this new infrastructure in the next 10, 5, 10, 15, 20 years is phenomenal. And it seems that our great nation Australia is getting left behind with this new infrastructure, this new technology, and once again we're going to be reliant on other countries, other nations who have already done the hard work, the initiative, they've built the technology, the softwares, they're doing all of it right now, and it seems that Australia is doing diddly squat about it. We're always whinging about shutting down our coal-fired power plants and all our massive industries that generate baseload power for Australia. Well, listen here, if you want to have anything to do with AI technology, supercomputers, anything, chip manufacturing, production, anything, crypto, it's going to use massive amounts of power. And if we're shutting down our industries to generate power, we can contribute and become competitive in this new technology. There's no way in hell. Even all the rare earths and all the metals that are going to be needed for this new technology and all this new infrastructure, we have it all here. We could literally be supplying all this stuff to all the countries around the world that are building this infrastructure, but we can't even do that. The stupid radical left Greens are shutting down all our industries, and we can't even go explore and find new deposits. We're getting limited on everything, and it's affecting our daily lives, it's affecting our country's prosperity, and like I've been talking about now, it's going to be affecting our future. Where the new technology, we're going to be left behind once again. So we're not being innovative with the technology or the infrastructure, and now we're not even going to be supplying these countries who are taking the initiative with the rare earth metals and at Stringy Bark podcast, and we talk about Australia First policies, and the stuff that I've mentioned now is we're reliant on foreign nations still and foreign countries with this new technology, and this technology is going to be what is here for a long time, the next 150, 200 years into the future. So AI is going to be replacing jobs. It won't be really generating jobs. Anything speculative, anything repetitive, any marketing, any digital online stuff, any editors, telemarketers, bloody bank people, any phone person, anything that you can think of where it's kind of be sitting at a desk and doing something that's going to be replaced by AI. So this is the worry that we've been talking about for a while here at Stringbug Podcasting, and it seems that a lot of other people aren't, and our government definitely aren't. It's another kick in the guts for our great nation and into its future, and you know, how are we meant to make Australia greater and prosperous and less reliant on foreign issues if we can't even do this basic stuff that other countries are getting in front of us, leap and bounds. They're getting in front of us on this new technology. So this new technology in future, in another step in humans' evolution, now AI, robotics, supercomputer, quantum computer, and whatever else comes with it. I would have liked to see my country, Australia, stick with their allies, America, because they're the ones that are going to be leading this new technology. They're building all the infrastructure, all the major companies around the world, all the tech bros are going to America. That's where they're opening up the big data centers or the big AI supercomputers. Elon Musk has a factory with about 17,000 computers in it that runs his grok in Texas. So I don't hear anything like that in Australia. Elon Musk is even talking about, apparently the data centers create a lot of heat, and as you know, with computers, if you can cool its modem down, it runs better. So you know, you're going to need massive amounts of power to cool these bloody massive factories. You just Google what a data center looks like. I'll put an image above. You Google that and you have a look at the amount of power that runs it. What Trump's doing over in America, if you build a data center there, they're going to allow you to build either a nuclear modular reactor, or they're going to be able to let you build coal-fired power plant, because that is how much power the data centers are going to be sucking out. It needs its own power supply. So that's what I mean. Australia, wake up. No, instead our useless government were trying to go with BRICS and China. So it would have meant that we would have been just reliant and little slave boys and girls to China. At least America would have given you a little bit of sovereignty if you come up with a bit of innovation and actually contributed towards a new technology and what America and other allies, Western countries were doing. You know, you would have got a seat at the table. But this is my opinion, and because Albo and all these other gherkins didn't do nothing, then this is where our nation's going to be into the future. We're going to be reliant on other countries for this new technology. Anyway, that's just a few talking points for this morning. I don't expect anything less from our useless government. We kick these un-Australian and just embarrassment to our ancestors out of running our country. Nothing's going to change, my fellow Australians. So, yeah, if you have any questions, any comments on what I've just said, pop down below and I'll answer them. I'll try and do a podcast over tonight or tomorrow night. I've just had a bit going on, been a bit busy, you know how life gets sometimes. But I appreciate all your support. I appreciate all your comments, likes, follows, everything. And once again, thank you for giving me a platform to have a voice for my country, my family and my ancestors. It means a lot and I appreciate it. So I want to keep it going. And yeah, if you can help us out, if you're on Instagram or if you're on YouTube, if you're on X, other platforms, I've got a lady behind the scenes, that a fellow patriot. I'm not going to mention her name or anything, but she's a lovely lady. She lives in the great state of Queensland, and she's been helping me a fair bit in behind the scenes with all this social media platform hibbity-jibbity that they got to do, the monetisation and all that, ticking the boxes and all that other stuff. So because you know me not being very technical savvy and living out in the bush, you know, I'm not over that at all. So I appreciate her. You know who you are, so thank you very much. And yeah, so we want to keep it going. So if you can support me in other platforms, that'd be great. But yeah, hey, listen, you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I appreciate it, and we'll catch up soon, eh? We'll talk soon. Hooroo.